Today is the last day of our Alaska tour, which ends up in Fairbanks. There is a lot of story about fact and interesting point for Fairbanks city here in Alaska. Let's reveal in highlight.
Fairbanks, Alaska, Alaska's Gold Heart City, formed in the very early 1900s. One man, his name was E.T. Barnett. His plans were to go to the gold fields. He bartered a ship to take him to drop off his supplies. Unfortunately, he continued to get stuck on the way, and the captain of the boat said, "I'm leaving you here." The town started by accident, and gold was discovered, and that's why people stay here. Fairbanks is Alaska's second largest city, just over 45,000 people living here. It's land of the midnight sun. This is the largest temperature swing on Earth. Can be over 100 degrees in the summer, negative 60 in the winter. So this is the largest temperature swing on Earth. The area where we're at here right now is the largest amount of fossils found in one singular area in the entire world. It's truly an amazing spot here, and that's why everyone's having such a good time here. They're panning for gold, learning about the rich history of Fairbanks. Thousands and thousands of people came here in search for gold. Only a few hundred of them struck it big. This area, though, is forever will be part of the gold rush here. Fairbanks here is pretty unique for the fact that we have almost 24 hours of complete sunshine in the summer. June 21st is our summer solstice, and it's practically 24 hours. The sun will never go down. We are losing 6 minutes and 30 seconds of daylight every day, and soon this place will be a frigid cold land, but not today. Yes, December 21st is going to be the darkest night here in Fairbanks. Practically just a couple hours of daylight here, just a few hours, and it will be back to darkness. But a very unique area for the fact that the amount of fossils that were found in this one location. This area here is being studied by scientists all over the world, not for the gold, but for the bones that were left behind tens to thousands of years ago.
How old is fossil?
These fossils range from probably 12,000 years to 50,000 years ago. And they're continuing to pull up every day. In this area here, about 100 brand new fossils are pulled up every day. Anything from mastodon to saber-toothed cats to prehistoric steppe bison are being found here. Dire wolves. Truly an amazing area of land that no one knows why all these species died in one spot.
All right, so Alaska was originally purchased by President McKinley, and one of the main attractions about Alaska was that people were finding gold here. So the gold rush was really big in the 30s and 40s, and today I'm going to get to teach you guys a little bit of the panning. So this is the first step of gold mining, is prospecting and checking the ground to see if there's gold there. So we're going to start off with our dirt and add some water. And the key thing with these pans is to make sure these riffles are facing towards the water. So you'll add your water and you'll start a process we call shaky, shaky, dippy, dippy. So shaking all of that material causes your gold to start moving, and it's sifting through all of the dirt and getting buried underneath. Your gold is about 20 times heavier than water. So that's why when you're moving it with that water in there, it's sinking down to the lowest point it can reach. After you've shaken it, you'll go ahead and drain the water. And now is the dippy dippy part. So you hold your pan at a 45-degree angle, and you're just gonna dip it and take it back out of the water. And you can see how that water started to move the dirt. That's exactly what you want. I'm only gonna dip it 3 times, and you can see how the rocks came out each time. And then I'm gonna shake it again. Every time you shake it, you're just ensuring that that gold is getting buried again. So we're going to repeat that process, dip it 3 times, add more water, and shake again. Okay. And we're going to keep doing this until we work it down to about a tablespoon of dirt. There we go. All right. So we've worked it down to about that much dirt. I'm going to add some water and take out any stones that were left behind. We can just put those in the trough. And I'm going to tap all of that dirt down to one side. And I'm going to turn this so you guys can see. So this is the final step, and we call it back panning. So you're using the water in your pan to slowly drag the dirt down away from your gold. And you'll see here,
A few particles are there.
yeah,
Yes.
that gold is heavy, so it's staying put even though that water's moving over it. I'm gonna fill it all the way up with water, and then you're gonna take a dry finger and you're just gonna tap your gold flakes. They'll be on your finger, and then you dip them into your vial. And then the water will pull them right off and they'll be ready to take home.
Is we can put it back in one of those small containers that you had, or you can put it in one of these lockets or on a keychain or something if you'd like.
Early 70s, they discovered oil up here in Prudhoe Bay. And this is massive oil field, massive oil field. They decided the safest and best option would be to build a pipeline. So what they did, they started here in Prudhoe Bay where the oil was discovered and took it 800 miles all the way to Valdez. The cost to build the entire pipeline was $8 billion, basically $1 billion per 100 miles there. And so this pump station here, this pipeline was projected to produce about 15 billion barrels of oil. Right now we're over 20 billion barrels. So it's at a low amount of oil. It's because it's drying up. And they are talking about, do we build another pipeline? There's a lot of changes in what type of energy is the world going to be going to. I can tell you right now, when it comes to oil, unless you're wearing cotton or wool, every single one of your t-shirts, my jackets, made from oil. There's 8 billion people in the world, and that's a lot of people. And with great power comes great responsibility. Every person in Alaska will get $3,000, whether you're a 1-year-old baby or a 90-year-old woman. It does not matter. Every person that lives here for a year gets paid. But then you talk to someone here in Valdez, where we had the Valdez oil spill, where 1,300 square miles of coastline completely destroyed. All these people that live here are fishermen. Their whole industry of their way of life was destroyed. So they may have a different opinion on this oil. Nothing was being done. And then all of a sudden, oil's discovered here, and it becomes pretty important. We have to settle this land disputes here. So 120 individual tribes of natives and put them into 12 regional corporations. And these corporations are able to be in every business in the world. Over 70,000 people work directly or indirectly on this pipeline. So for instance, Fairbanks, it had a horrible flood in the 60s. As far as a brain goes in figuring out how to take this oil from the extreme Arctic down into market here, engineering brain, it's absolutely amazing. And we'll check out the pipeline here. If you have any questions, let me know. But just imagine building this. We have here, these are called pigs. And there's smart pigs and there's dumb pigs, just like humans. These dumb pigs, basically what they do is this pipeline is shooting oil through the whole pipeline, and it leaves behind a byproduct, which is paraffin wax. And they need to clean that out of the pipeline. So this is one of the original pigs. This is a more modern one. It's a lot lighter than this one to travel through the pipeline. The pressure of the oil going through the pipeline is what's pushing this through the pipeline that 800 miles. There's 12 pump stations in that 800 miles, and that's where these get loaded and taken out of. Basically, this will go through and scrape the inside of the pipe, making sure that there's no byproduct left in there. The other pig, which they don't show here, is more sophisticated, and it has computer sensors and equipment on there, allowing it to read if there's any fractures or cracks in the pipeline that they need to do. You have to understand, this pipeline, at the same time it was being built, was America's first Earth Day celebration, where truly millions of people were aware of what's going on to the earth. And the reason I love the natives is because they don't care about themselves or their kids or even their grandkids. They want to know if their great-great-great-great-grandkids going to have clean drinking water.
State known as the interior region.
is good.
It's 13th of August, and this is our last excursion of our Alaska tour. We are in a Fairbanks.
I'm not even ready to say goodbye, but